Hello, I'm here to drop in for day 29 of our Panchakarma experience. And I'm going to do a little reading for us with the White Light Oracle, just to get some guidance as we prepare to wrap up this third 10-day cycle and enter our final 10-day stint of Panchakarma, where the focus is really going to shift yet again. So we've been working very much on building Agni, the digestive fire, and also the transformational fire within that helps us connect with our passion and purpose and fuel our vision. And just to give guidance to those of us who may be wondering, how do I transition, from doing the deep dive cleansing? Does my diet need to change? Do I need to keep doing that? Do I need to continue to maintain the level of self-care, the frequency of those salt scrubs, the gua sha, all of those things that I was doing during my puja? You absolutely can go into just a totally intuitive place at this time. We really bump things up when we're in the purification phase because it supports the detoxification process. And the reason why we refrain from the white stuff, the dairy, the sugar, the flour during that time, is partially to support that detoxification process, because those foods tend to be ama producing. So when we're in a state of purification, we need to clear out the ama, not accrue more, right? So we naturally just steer clear of those foods during that deep dive of cleansing, because we want to really facilitate the process and not be working against further blocks. So it's really for efficiency. But now that we're through with that, I really just would say it's time to go into intuitive eating, listen to your body. The other reason why we do that cleansing is it sort of resets the palate as well. So if you are somebody who's had kind of a sugar addiction, or maybe you do lean on a lot of processed foods, hopefully you had a little bit of a taste bud reset during that cleansing week, and you can start to bring that a little bit more into balance, getting a little bit more deeply in touch with your body, really checking in with your body when you're hungry and seeing, what foods does my body really want to eat, that don't just taste good, but also leave me feeling good, And I really just recommend at this point, getting in touch with your body, letting your body guide you when it comes to your physical care. And that, of course, applies to your self-care too, At this point, if you're like, I don't really feel like doing a salt scrub today, don't do a salt scrub today. But by all means, keep up your daily check-in of, dancing, moving your body, giving yourself some, care on that level. Having a steady, consistent exercise practice and allowing it to kind of flow with how you're feeling that day, your energy levels, the type of movement you're desiring, whether that's following up, a little dance with some calisthenics, or maybe some weights, or some yoga flows. Every day is going to be different, but that's a practice that will serve you for the rest of your life. So I really encourage you to keep that up. And I do encourage you, to keep up with gua sha, and keep up with salt scrubs, and keep up with baths, and keep up with steam inhalations, and all of these things. They will support you well throughout all of Vata season. And Vata season begins on, fall equinox and runs clear through the beginning of winter. So I definitely encourage you to keep up these practices. But I would say, you could go to just having that one day a week where you really do a deep dive with that self-care at this point. And that would be wonderful. So, put it in on your self-care Sunday. Make this fit into your life in a way that doesn't overwhelm you, that it's manageable. And you'll really do yourself a wonderful service. So, if you're like, I just really want a piece of pizza today, and That's what's really sounding good to you and your body is on board. You want to pair it with like a nice big salad and, enjoy yourself. Well, go for it, go for it. You can have a little white flour. You can have a little cheese. The reality is the Ayurvedic approach is not about restriction. It's about all foods in moderation. It's about listening to your body and allowing it to guide you. Okay, so work with whatever tools have been brought in throughout this process that are really speaking to you. And I would say the one area that you want to continue to follow through with and continue to give regular focus as we get ready to close this out will be to spend some time with that psoas release. Continue to do that work. Maybe introduce something like Feldenkrais. Any kind of somatic exercise like Feldenkrais is like so good for supporting psoas release, because it really facilitates the mind body emotional connection. And it also helps with trauma release. All right, so we're going to continue to be following through with that. And when you're working on psoas release on your own, it takes some time. Keep up with the pranayama, keep up with these tools. They will all facilitate that process. And if a few times a week you can get in there and you can give yourself that breast massage, give yourself that belly massage, working into the groin, working with the warm oil, maybe getting a little gua sha in there, some hot stones in there, and working with those hip openers. Maybe even looking up psoas release yoga on YouTube. There are some wonderful videos there. And just let yourself be guided, receive that care and that support of letting somebody guide you through. You'll find all kinds of resources here from really amazing creators on YouTube. It's so wonderful that this is a free resource for us. So continue forward with that psoas release work, but otherwise open things up. Listen to your intuition and just make sure you're following through with really getting your digestive fire stoked, because it's going to support you moving forward into the fall season. So now that we have covered that, let's look at what is coming in for the collective as we prepare to enter the final 10-day flow of our Panchakarma focus, which will be all about nurturing, pampering, coming into our heart center, coming into a place where we can receive. It's really like my favorite part of the Panchakarma experience. If you've been feeling lately like, gosh, I need more time to rest, I feel like I need more naps, I feel like I need more gentle, that is not an accident. It's a natural flow of this process, okay? We are definitely getting ready to head into that space in just a couple days here. So it's time, it's time to move more into listening. It's time to move more into nurturing. It's time to move more into rest and reflection. That is the natural flow. So again, if you've been feeling like that, that is your intuition talking to you. Your intuition will guide you in everything you need to know. Listening to your body will guide you. Guide you toward everything you need to know. And this is I love that this is the card that came out. And I am going to actually pull out the book too. I'll read the opening paragraph. And I will also give the practice, that she offers for integrating the healing process she offers in association with this card. But I just want to give my download first that I'm getting from this card. And this is so perfect because, as I said, we will be really looking at nurturing kapha, building ojas, which is the nectar of life. And I'll dive into that more as we head into the final 10-day cycle, which will start on day 30. Okay, so we are very quickly approaching that. I'll start to bring more of this in tomorrow, but let's just introduce this now so you can start to sink into this space, start to get a feel for it, all right? It's all about the heart. It's all about receiving. It's all about connecting with the divine mother essence. It's all about awakening the goddess within. And yes, that applies even if you are a masculine, okay? It is about activating that Shakti and coming to that place of opening. 10:10 on the clock when I said that, followed right by 10:11, okay? So this is about coming into alignment with the new cycle that's coming in. It's going to bring so many blessings, so much that will illuminate for us the gifts that we gained through this deep time of integration, right? And it's been right in alignment with this retrograde cycle. So in harmony, okay? Really beautiful energy. But of course we got 528 hertz mandala of the heart, okay? And this is so perfect because it's said that the ojas is so precious. It's just 4 drops of this nectar of life that are stored within the heart. It's really this beautiful imagery of just how sacred Anahata is, the heart chakra. And Anahata, the heart chakra, is the bridge between the lower chakra energy centers and the upper energy centers, okay? So when we first were entering this process for our first 10-day cycle and our second 10-day cycle, we were really focusing on the root chakra. It was all about the foundation. It was all about, really looking at what cords needed to be cut, what needed to be cleared out, the purification work we needed to have done so we could lay down that strong foundation so we could get really grounded and rooted in our bodies. The attention was fully on Muladhara, that root chakra. And now with the period we are closing up as of today, and well, tomorrow actually, day 30 will be the final day of our third 10-day cycle, right? We have had more of a focus on the sacral chakra or Svadhisthana and the solar plexus chakra or Manipura, okay? So we've been tapping more into the creative energy. We have been looking at firing up the digestion, connecting with our empowerment, all right? These are the pieces we've been bringing more attention into, getting in touch with that Agni, that transformational fire, building that Agni, the transformational fire, so we can receive our vision with clarity and we can align with our passion, our purpose, and the actions that we need to take in order to manifest it into material reality. And then when we enter our final 10-day cycle, which will begin on day 31, all right? So we have one more day to close out this cycle we've been in, this third 10-day round we've been in Panchakarma. We're going to start to travel up into Anahata, the heart chakra, and connect with that bridging point, the heart that bridges the upper and the lower, as above, so below, right? It all meets here in the heart. And from there, we'll be doing a lot of heart opening, softening, moving into vulnerability, moving into receiving, moving into deeper listening, more rest, more quiet, more pampering, just really bringing in the building of that ojas and that divine feminine energy. That's really what it's about. It's about connecting with that very motherly goddess essence. It's like Kuan Yin energy, love, compassion, tenderness, agape, right? Which is that higher love, the love for all, all right? And this is really about, receiving, receiving. We see, look at that energy moving up from the lower channels. And this tenderness, this tenderness in the heart. And see the way the hands are like resting over that heart center. It's that loving connection. It's very gentle. And there's this listening. You know, the head is turned to the side. It's almost like, okay, I'm going to like move out of my own way for a moment. I'm going to let this guidance come in. I'm going to let my Atman, my higher consciousness, spirit, God, goddess, I'm going to allow this higher guidance to come in. And do you see this illumination? This illumination that comes in around all those upper channels, right? With the heart as the bridging point. But there's this illumination around Vishuddha, you know, the throat chakra. There's illumination around Ajna, the third eye, which is where the vision is hatched. There's this illumination around Sahasrara, you know, that is the crown chakra, okay? And it all meets in the heart. And this is how we facilitate this opening. There is this hertz frequency, so you might want to look up 528 hertz. Bring that hertz frequency in as we start to prepare for this. I encourage you, you know, maybe this evening, tomorrow as we close out the last day of our third 10-day cycle, maybe bring that in just as a preparation to start opening yourself to that receptivity, to start softening so that Shakti can begin to flow, which is really what we're focusing on, is building the Shakti, you know, coming into alignment with that and preparing to receive. So I also encourage you to cocoon a bit, you know, if you've been feeling that you need that time to turn within, if you've been feeling like you need that time to rest more, listen to that, respect that. Take it easy. Be more gentle with yourself. You know, bring in more gentle self-care as we start to ease into this cycle. You know, think more abhyangas with warm oil and lovely, sweet, you know, fragrant essential oils and candlelight, you know, things that are warming, softening, giving yourself that full permission to let go, giving yourself that full permission to just be, you know, create space of nothingness where you don't have to do anything except just let go, just be, take a nap, relax, receive. You know, this is very important right now. So I encourage you to start to bring in more rest, to listen more rather than speak. And allow yourself to receive that sound therapy, that 528 hertz. It's so helpful. You know, I also can't help feeling like this sort of angelic guidance coming in here with this energy that almost looks like wings to me. And with that illumination, you know, I'm really getting big Archangel Michael vibes, and that's been coming in quite a bit for me, as well as the imagery of the flower of life, you know, sacred geometry. So, you know, maybe bring in some of these symbols, maybe invite in some of this energy, you know, the flower of life and that Archangel Michael energy. If that speaks to you, if you connect with the angelic realms, I feel like this is really coming forward for some people. And I just got violet flame meditation. So again, if you don't know about the violet flame, you can find that. You can find that on YouTube. Look it up. Violet flame meditation, and you will find plenty of videos that can guide you. I feel like this is coming in really strongly. I'm really picking up violet flame and calling in Archangel Michael, you know, to create that protective space for you where you can really sink in, where you can feel safe, softening, opening up your heart. Really beautiful energy, okay? And this flower of life coming into bloom, because the purification that we're moving into in the final 10-day cycle is really about purifying the energy body, you know? We're moving into the more subtle layers of work now. So I'm going to go ahead and read this opening paragraph she has here, this card, Alana Fairchild, and let her share her intention in her creation of this beautiful, it's such a beautiful card, right? Look at this beautiful art. Sometimes aspects of our life fall apart or don't go to plan. This is so they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness and the inevitable blessing of your destiny falling into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in the love of your heart. A heartfelt wish is going to manifest. Your vision, right? That's what we're moving towards. And you have to be in that receptive space to receive it, right? So here's the healing process. Take a moment to consciously connect to the flow of your breath. Let the breath flow in and out and allow yourself to deepen and lengthen the breaths, especially the exhalation. Lightly place a hand over your heart with reverence and respect. Allow your awareness to travel on the breath, going deeper and deeper and dropping into your heart. You can feel, imagine, see, or intend that your heart is a sacred temple, a beautiful place filled with light and space. Rest within your heart with love and acknowledgement of its precious nature. If there is pain in your heart from this or other lifetimes, you can witness it gently and with compassion, thus allowing it to dissolve in the beauty, light, space, and love. Allow your sense of love for your heart and the love that your heart has for you to become strong and nourishing. Become peaceful and healed through your own heart connection now. You do not need to force anything. Love holds space for all experiences. You can rest in that sacred holding of the heart. When you have rested for long enough, ground and hydrate yourself. You have completed your healing process. Rest. Rest deeply. 22 on the clock when I said that. It's what brings you into alignment, because now it's all coming in for you to receive.